Tonight, we have the story of a foster dad who has much to be thankful for and all the foster kids who are thankful for him. Here's CBS's Steve Hartman on the road.
When Lamont Thomas became an empty nester, it was the end of a parenting legend. As we first reported a couple years ago, this divorced father of two took on hero status when he took on a foster kid named Michael Perez.
He was a good young man, and I just hated to see him in the system.
Eventually, Lamont adopted Michael, who now works as a nurse.
I don't believe that I would be the person that I am today without the morals that he instilled in me, the family, the extended family that I have now.
How extended is that family?
I tell you, if I had enough fingers and toes to count.
Turns out Michael was just the beginning.
That's Marcus.
Over the next 15 years,
Jamie.
Lamont fostered more than 30 kids here in Buffalo, New York,
Hartman.
And adopted 5 of them.
JJ.
And again, he did this all on his own and with all of his heart.
Every child that I have had, it was my goal to make a difference in their lives. Proud of them.
And you retired from fostering?
I did.
Go fishing?
Oh, yeah.
Trips?
Love all of that.
Of course, we wouldn't be here today if that was still the case.
Yes, sir.
It really was a shocker. I didn't expect for him to restart and to do it all over again. It's just amazing.
That's right. He got back in the game, and in a big way. Took on 5 siblings, all under the age of 6.
Major, are you eating books?
Lamont, a retired caterer, says he did have other plans for these years.
I didn't think it was this.
But those plans have now been shattered with mayhem.
When was the last time you went fishing?
It wasn't this summer.
Papa!
Yes.
Lamont decided to foster all 5 after he found out they were going to be permanently split up.
Yes.
And to guarantee they stay a family,
Okay.
he adopted them too.
I had to help them. They deserve to be raised together. Don't lick my mirror, please.
After this story first aired, we got a lot of surprising mail from women who saw this overwhelmed bachelor and thought, hottie. Some notes were subtle. Ask Mr. Thomas if he would like a pen pal. Others, more bold.
Women calling from all over the place. One of them told me, I think you're my husband.
Clearly, the kids see no room for romance, nor does Lamont.
I was about to change my number.
So he remains single, spent Thanksgiving with family, and is more grateful than ever to be not fishing. Steve Hartman, on the road in Buffalo.
And who's not grateful for Steve Hartman for stories like that one? Thanks, Steve.
CBS's Steve Hartman goes on the road where he found a powerful lesson in parenting.
Just outside Salt Lake City, 46-year-old Shauna Austin is about to let you in on a secret.
I've never talked about it, ever.
As we first reported a few months ago, when Shauna was 20 and single, she got pregnant. She says she wasn't ready to be a mom, so she made the difficult decision to place her baby for adoption.
Do you remember holding him the first time?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
He was perfect. And I knew I would have him for a short time. So I made every minute count with him.
She called the boy Riley and says she held him for 72 hours straight until the time came to let go.
Her Riley was now somebody else's Stephen. And at this point, like with most closed adoptions, a firewall went up between Shauna and Stephen's new parents. No communication whatsoever. And this went on for about a week.
It was like, okay, this is the way it should be. She is part of our family.
Adoptive parents Jennifer and Chris Schobinger say they had no interest in excluding the birth mother.
You know, you can't have too many people loving you, right? Why couldn't he be both of ours?
So, year after year, they sent Shauna piles of pictures and these bound books detailing Stephen's every major and minor milestone, like this complete list of his vocabulary. All so that when Shauna was ready and Stephen was ready, they could pick up right where they left off. The two reunited when Stephen was 7. Shauna taught him how to fish, and they have been reeling in the memories ever since.
I was blessed beyond words.
I kind of got best of both worlds for sure.
Stephen is now 26, married with a brand new boy of his own, much to the delight of Grandma Shauna.
That was really special. It just brought that full circle around.
Especially when she heard the baby's name, Riley.
Oh.
Felt like that name was just supposed to be in the family.
I think the lesson we've learned is that sometimes we create barriers where barriers don't need to be. And when we pull down those barriers, we really find love on the other side.
Since we first told this story, that love on the other side has continued to grow. The family spent Thanksgiving as one and will, of course, be getting together again in the days ahead. A holiday example to help us all live the life of Riley.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
Steve Hartman, On the Road, in Lehigh, Utah.
The urge to help those in need usually has its limits. But then again, when love is involved, anything's possible. CBS's Steve Hartman is on the road with the story.
At Community Hospital North in Indianapolis, newborn intensive care nurse Katrina Mullen has a reputation for going above and beyond. But as we first reported last year, the length she went to for these triplets and their 14-year-old mother is beyond compare.
Being that age and having all 3 babies premature and sick was going to be a hard road for her.
Katrina was once a teenage mother herself, and she knew that this young mom, Shariah Small, didn't have a stable home life. So, even after the babies were discharged, Katrina continued to visit them and shower them with gifts.
Pacifiers or bottles, 3 matching outfits for them.
What is driving you to do all this?
Just love. I mean, I loved her, I loved them, and I just wanted to see her be a successful parent.
She was just there. She was there emotionally, she was there physically, she was there mentally.
Which was all new for Shariah.
Yeah, she was really the only person there.
But Shariah still didn't have a proper home for the kids. So eventually, the Department of Child Services intervened. They began looking for a foster family, or more like multiple foster families, because finding one place for a teenage mother and her triplets would be nearly impossible. And that's when Shariah got a text message that simply said, "I can't wait for you to come home." Never mind that Katrina already had 5 kids of her own.
What color is that?
She took on these other 4 without giving it a second thought.
Pop. It's been exhausting. It's been crazy and busy. But I've never once sat and said, I wish I hadn't done this.
It's been 1.5 years since we first told this story. Katrina has officially adopted Shariah, and everyone just celebrated Christmas in a new house, paid for partly by people who saw our original story and wanted to help. Shariah also graduated from high school and now plans to go to college to study veterinary medicine. All thanks to the nurse, who went above and beyond some more. Steve Hartman, On the Road, in Indianapolis.
A lot can change in 2 years. CBS's Steve Hartman is on the road with a story that keeps getting better.
It was Aurora, Colorado, summer break 2019, when we first met middle school math teacher Finn Lanning and Damien, the student he just couldn't shake.
Do you know how many pencils I went through this year?
Like way more than you should have?
Yeah.
Damien says Mr. Lanning was definitely one of his better teachers.
When a teacher doesn't bother me over and over again, that's better.
You have a low bar.
Yeah, leave me alone, I'll leave you alone, I'll get my work done.
He's smart and funny, and he was always a student that stood out. And then one day he just came to me and said, I'm not coming back to school.
Finn sat him down at that table, right then and there.
And what I found out was his story.
He learned Damien was in foster care, that he had kidney disease. And because social services couldn't find a foster family willing and able to meet his medical needs, Damien had to leave school and move into a hospital. But here's the real kicker. The kid needs a transplant, desperately. And a lot of times you can't get a transplant if you don't have a stable home to return to after surgery.
It hit me like a ton of bricks. I mean, you just can't sit across from somebody that you care about and hear them say something like that and know that you have room to help.
And that's how Finn became a foster parent. He took in Damien, dialysis needs and all, even though prior to that hallway meeting, he'd been a confirmed bachelor who delighted in his childlessness.
I never thought that I could leave school and take one of them with me and still survive, right?
Damien says, right back at you, bro.
I was like, yes, I'd get out of the hospital, but I was like, my math teacher, out of all the people.
They got along famously.
Oh, yeah.
Although Damien refused to get too excited. He'd seen fairy tales fall apart before.
Rematch? It's kind of bad thinking about that, but some people actually do that. Like, they'll like just kick you out they'll be happy with you one day and then just kick you out the next.
I suppose only time will let you trust.
Yeah.
It's been nearly 2 years since we first told this story. Damien was able to get that transplant, and he's now a much healthier, very typical 15-year-old.
Even though it's been absolutely the hardest thing I've ever done, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I'll keep him.
A few months ago, Finn adopted Damien.
Yeah.
Teacher and student, now father and son.
To be accepted feels like a dream come true.
Proof that sometimes fairy tales do end happily ever after. Steve Hartman, CBS News, on the road.
If the pandemic has proven anything, it's that nurses are the heart and soul of our country's healthcare system, with an emphasis on heart. And if you need even more proof, here's CBS's Steve Hartman on the road.
Tricia Summers swore she met an angel. As we first reported in 2014, Tricia was in this hospital in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, when in walked a nurse.
Before she even said anything, I just felt comfort. It was almost like somebody just put like a warm blanket on me.
That's quite a nurse.
Yes, I've never felt anything like that before, or any other connection with anybody else.
This is that angel.
I really enjoy the job. I like it a lot. Aww.
Her name is Tricia too, Tricia Seaman. Over the years, she has been praised by many, but no patient has ever given her a greater compliment than Tricia Summers did.
Okay.
The single mom with an 8-year-old son named Wesley had just found out her cancer was terminal.
You know, what do you say to somebody? She's 45 years old. So I just gave her a hug, and she said, I have something that I need to ask you.
I blurted it out.
What did you say?
Can you take my son? Will you raise him if I die?
You didn't know her that well.
Mm-mm. She was a stranger.
Nevertheless, Tricia Seaman, her husband, and their family agreed. And that's where we left this story. Wesley's mom died not long after. And now 8 years have come and gone.
Wesley, looking back now, what do you think of your mom's decision?
I think it was the only thing she could think to do, really. And I'm thankful every day that she made that decision.
Happy birthday.
Wesley just turned 16.
Oh my God.
He has his learner's permit.
You're doing wonderful.
Before his mom died, she bought gifts for Wesley to open as he got older. Most recently, a keychain for when he gets his first car. In small ways like that, nurse and patient are still raising the boy together, and their teamwork seems to be paying off. Tricia says Wesley is a straight-A student and model child.
He's exceptional, but the most important thing is he just has such a kind and loving heart.
Really, how could he not? He's been touched by angels. Steve Hartman, CBS News, on the road.
Two wonderful mothers with a heart of gold.
There's no single path to success in sports or in life, as Steve Hartman found on the road, perhaps to the Final Four.
Sophomore Caleb Swanigan, number 50 for the Purdue Boilermakers, may be the most talented college basketball player in the country, but he is also the most unlikely.
It feels like I just had two lives, really. It feels like, for lack of better words, it feels like I died and then, you know, got a reincarnation.
This is the new Caleb Swanigan, and this was the old. That's him in the yellow. over 360 pounds in 8th grade. The only thing this kid could dunk was a cookie.
But what makes his success most implausible is that for the majority of his childhood, Caleb was homeless. His mom used to drag him from shelter to shelter here in Indianapolis and across the country until 2011, when she gave up her parental rights.
He had a little blue shirt, a tie, and some khaki pants, and had his little duffel bag under his arm. That's all the possessions he had.
Roosevelt Barnes adopted Caleb. At the time, Roosevelt was recently divorced and his other kids were grown and gone.
And it allowed me to have somebody in the house that I could love again, really.
Love and encourage.
Rebound, rebound!
Roosevelt says you have to encourage, which is why when that 360-pound 8th grader said he wanted to play basketball of all sports, Roosevelt didn't try to lower Caleb's expectations. He raised them.
When he couldn't jump over a piece of paper, I was telling him, you're great, you're the best power forward in the world.
So were you lying to him?
No, I wasn't. I was speaking faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.
And Caleb believed.
I guess he saw something in me that I didn't see in myself at that point.
It helped that Roosevelt knew a little something about sports. He played pro football in Detroit and he now works as a sports agent. So he laid out a program for Caleb that included getting in shape and getting mostly A's in school. As a result, yesterday, Caleb Swanigan was named an academic All-American, one of the top basketball players in the country with a 3.3 GPA to boot. Is this kid one of a kind? Or is he just one of many kids on our streets and in our foster system who simply need someone to believe? Steve Hartman, on the road in West Lafayette, Indiana.
You gotta believe.
As we prepare to celebrate our nation's birthday, we're reminded that it's a moment to reflect and appreciate just how far we've come. Here's CBS's Steve Hartman on the road.
What may look like a house to you is something much more magnificent to the boy inside.
What did you think when you saw this place for the first time?
We said it's second heaven.
Second heaven?
Yes. You pass through this before you go to the big heaven. That is what I believe so.
He means that, literally. And why wouldn't he? Abraham and his brother James are from Sierra Leone. They were homeless before finding their way to an orphanage and eventually to their new family outside Charlotte, North Carolina. Joe and Jamie Walker adopted them last fall, and they say the boys have been wide-eyed with wonder ever since.
It's fun. Every little thing that we take for granted. Coming home from the airport and I hit the button to open our front gate. Dad.
Everything is magic to them. It's magic.
Whether it's a present just showing up on Christmas morning, or something mundane like a car wash, the kids are constantly blown away.
But the biggest surprise, the most profound reaction happened last month on Abraham's 12th birthday. You had birthdays before you came here. How did you celebrate them?
That would be a crazy question.
Why is that a crazy question?
I never celebrate them. I never knew it was my birthday.
Happy birthday! So when the song started and his mom appeared with that glowing tribute, Abraham was overwhelmed.
When I see the cake, I thought that is the most beautifulest thing I've ever seen.
The birthday cake.
It's not just a birthday cake. It's a blessing cake.
A blessing cake. And what a blessing it is that once a year, friends and family gather just to honor our existence. Most of us take that for granted, but not in this house. Not anymore.
Just being reminded that we need to stop and be super grateful for what we do have.
A good wish for America from this American dream come true. Steve Hartman, on the road in Charlotte.
The dogs at the shelter have no better friend than a young boy in Florida, and he's quickly becoming an inspiration to others. Tonight, CBS's Steve Hartman catches up with them on the road.
9-year-old Robbie Gay loves an underdog. Bring him to the Flagler County Humane Society in Palm Coast, Florida, as we did back in February, and ask him to find a favorite he will seek out the oldest, mangiest, least adoptable mutt of the lot.
There's something about old dogs but I just like.
Do you see yourself in these dogs?
Yes, sir.
He's the most optimistic and genuinely caring kid who has absolutely no reason to be that way.
Robbie's adoptive mom, Maria, says before he entered the foster system, Robbie was a holy terror. So badly abused, he was twice hospitalized with brain injuries. Then, 2 years ago, Maria and her husband Charles adopted him.
What did that day mean to you?
Everything.
He has come a long way, except in this one respect. Maria says he could not cry, despite the horrors of his past, or maybe because of them. The kid was a stone.
Until one of Robbie's old dogs had to be put down. He wanted to hold her till the end and insisted his mom take pictures, perhaps because he knew what was about to happen. After Robbie finally let go, he told his mom, "I know how it feels not to be loved or cared for, and I don't want any animal of mine to feel that way." Nor does he want any foster kid to feel that way.
Because people don't want older people and older dogs. They only want babies and puppies.
He is so aware that it could have gone totally differently for him. And in these older dogs, Robbie's found a place to practice compassion.
Someday, Robbie wants to adopt older foster children himself.
You can go up and knock on the door.
But until then, to show his commitment and do what he can, he has vowed to adopt as many old dogs as his parents will allow.
Do you love her?
And do everything in his power to encourage others to do the same. After we first told this story, Robbie started volunteering at the Humane Society, where he has become a powerful advocate for older dogs. He has inspired dozens of adoptions, all to loving families, all forever homes, and all because a sweet little boy saw his reflection in the eyes of the suffering. Steve Hartman, on the road, near Palm Coast, Florida.